All right, welcome to your core class. We're gonna start with our warm-up. We're gonna start with our head. I want you to roll it all the way around and then bring it the other way. Take those shoulders, roll them up and back. Hands right on top of the shoulders. Draw big circles with those elbows. Bring the elbows behind to the back and then bring them together in the front and open that chest up and close. Keeping it here, you can keep the hands on the shoulders, you can keep them on the hips, turning, you can keep them up, starting to rotate in that core area. Stopping in the middle, keeping that core engaged the whole time. Good, hands back up by the head. We're gonna squat it down. You can do a half squat if you're not feeling super warm yet. Do some half squats. Press those knees out at the bottom, squeeze the glutes at the top. We're gonna add in a knee lift, cross the body, cross, back down to that squat, cross, squat. Core is tight and working the whole time. Last one, hold this here. Pulse it up and down, bring it up. Side, side. Get that side motion going. And we're gonna open our legs a little bit wider, sit it down nice and low, side to side. We wanna press to the heels here, make sure the weight is in those glutes. And break, bring it up. Shake those arms and legs out. All right, we're gonna start with some hand walks, which is gonna help get us warm. We have 10 exercises today. Gonna repeat through them twice. Our first one is going to be our hand walks. You're gonna walk it out into a plank, add in a shoulder tap, walk it back up. Get a couple of these in there. They do take a little bit more time. They're gonna come from standing, tuck the chin down, roll it down, walk those hands out. Take it nice and slow on this first one. Hold that plank, squeeze, tap the shoulder, and walk it back up. These hand walks are more to help warm up your whole body and get your core going. Get your wrists warmed up. And stretch those legs. Keep it going. We got time for one more. And stand all the way back up. Take a nice big deep breath in. We're gonna bring it all the way down onto our hands and knees. We're gonna start with our bird dogs. So get those knees right underneath the hips. Nice flat back, hands under the shoulders. You're gonna reach out that left arm and extend that right leg. You're gonna bring them underneath, touch the elbow to the knee, extend back out, and switch sides. Right arm to left knee. And keep that motion going. Keep that core pulled in. Glute is squeezed. And break. All right. Bring those legs out in front of us. We're going to start with our glute bridges. We're going to do 2 rounds of glute bridges. We're going to do single leg first. If single leg isn't your jam, you can keep the 2 legs down and focus on maintaining your form with 2 legs. We're gonna bring those glutes in, draw the belly button in, lift. You're gonna extend that left leg, keeping it in line with that other knee. So you don't want it straight up in the air, you wanna keep it right in line. You can bring the leg up and down, but keep that hip pressed up. You need to bring it back down to reset that form. Go right ahead. And then inhale, bring it back up. And break. Bring those knees into the chest. We're going to do the other side. Walk those feet a little further away. Pull that belly button down. Remove any space underneath that low back. Bring those hips up. Squeeze those cheeks together and then shift that weight onto the left heel. Extend that right leg out. You can hold this here. If you start to feel that right hip start to dip back down, bring the leg down, readjust, and then keep it going. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and break. All right. This one's going to be an L sit. So this one's going to be a little bit different, and these are going to be might be a little difficult. So they look easy, but they're not that easy. So our single straight leg raise in our L sit. So I want you to sit up nice and tall with both your legs out in front of you. I want you to place your arms, extend them right out to where they reach naturally. I want you to spread those fingertips out like claws and claw into the ground and use that to help press against the floor. So the goal here is to keep that straight leg and straight back. You want to lift your right leg up, place it down. Left leg up, place it down. To make this a little bit easier, you can lean farther back, but we don't want too much. We want to stay as straight as we can. To make this harder, lean farther forward. We're going to do 40 seconds of alternating leg raises. All right. Sitting up nice and tall, keep that core engaged. Place those arms out in front of you for support. Right leg, lift it up. And left. You might notice you have one leg that's a little bit harder to lift than the other. Almost there. Sitting up nice and tall. And break. All right, lay it down nice and flat. We have some double leg raises. Except we're going to keep our shoulders off the ground. So I want you to place your hands right underneath either your butt cheeks or your low back. And I want you to pull those shoulders and head off the ground. Bring the legs up in the air. Bring them down and up. Breathing and keeping those hips tucked under towards you. Don't let that back hyperextend. Don't let that low back come off the floor. Five seconds. And break. All right. Up next, we have our hip ups. So it's basically the opposite movement. We're going to bring our legs up into the air. We want to get those hips off the mat. Bring it back down, nice and controlled, and then drive those hips back up towards the ceiling. Inhale and lift. Control it on the way down. Lift and control. Remember, the slower the better. 10 seconds. And break. You can stay just like this. On our back, we're gonna do some crossbody leg lift. You're gonna keep left leg extended out, the right leg is bent. You're gonna reach the right arm out. You're gonna bring the left leg up, touch that left foot, and extend it back out. Bring it up and down. Make this a little bit harder. You can take that right leg off and hold it in tabletop. Opposite arm to leg. You can use that other hand to help support your head. And break. We're going to do the other side. You can keep that left leg bent on the mat, or you can keep it in that tabletop position to make it a little bit harder. Keep that right hand behind the head if you like. Left arm extends out. Inhale and reach to that right foot. Take your time with these. Nice and slow and controlled. Don't let that low back come off the mat. 3, 2, 1. And rest. All right, we have some, oh, nice. We have some reverse scissor crunch. So we're gonna go up on our elbows. On our back, elbows are right underneath our shoulders. Our legs are gonna come up off the ground. They're gonna open, close, tuck, and out. Open, close, tuck. So you can keep it up nice and high. If you wanna make this a little bit easier on your low back as well, keep the legs up higher. The lower your legs are to the ground, the harder it will be. Feel free to try a couple different ways. Bring those legs into that nice tabletop position. Extend them out. Open to a straddle, close, and tuck, and repeat. Working those deep internal obliques. Keep breathing. And rest. All right, last exercise. We have our bicycle crunches. Bringing it down flat on our back. Hands behind the head. Press that head into your hands. Bring the knees up. And then elbow to knee. Go for it. You can go as slow or as fast as you'd like. Cross crunch, opposite elbow to knee. Ten seconds left. And rest. All right, we get a full minute. And then we're going to repeat from the top, which is our hand walk. So go ahead and if you take a little stretch, you can roll it over onto the stomach. Take a nice little cobra here. And then grab some water. And take take a minute. I'm going to start back with our hand walks. Starting to really feel it at the end there. All right, got about 10 seconds left. Ooh, it's got dark in here. All right, back to our hand walk, hinging it over. 3, 2, 1, bend it down, walk it out. Tap, tap, walk it in. If you just drank a lot of water like me, you'll feel the water swish, swish, all the way. When you hit that plank, I want you to really hit it. Squeeze those glutes together. Last one. And break. We have our bird dogs coming up next. If you want to make these harder, you can do them in a full plank. You can bring it into a plank and extend opposite arm and opposite arm and foot. For now, we'll keep them on our hands and knees. Inhale. Opposite arm is leg. Doesn't matter which one you start with. Just make sure you are alternating. Reaching out. This is also a balance exercise. And break. We have our glute bridges coming up next. You can do both rounds with feet flat on the ground, or you can go ahead and do the single leg. I believe we did our, I actually don't even remember. We're going to bring those legs up, hips, draw them up to the top, lock in those glutes, make sure they're working, wiggle the toes, make sure the weight's in the heels, and extend a leg out. Or you can cross it over and place it on the other leg. If you have really sensitive knees, I would opt for just bringing it straight out instead of adding extra pressure on that knee. Keep it out. You can also bring the leg up and down. If it starts to feel like you're starting to slip, bring it back down. Reset, re-squeeze, and bring it up. And break. Bring it down. Bring the knees to the chest. It's windy outside. All right, repeat. We're going to bring those hips back up. Press to the heels. Pull belly button in. And lift. Hold it here. Extend one of those legs. Focus on keeping those hips square to the ceiling and keeping them up. Five seconds. 2, 1, break. Whew. Take a second to stretch. All right. We have our single leg straight raises. Sitting up nice and tall. Hands out in front of you. Nice flat back. Lift one leg off the ground, other leg off the ground. Try to keep those legs as straight as possible. I know It's tempting to want to just curve the back over and do it like this because our core is working, but no, keep it up. As flat back as you can, shoulders down, core is working. You have 10 seconds left. Almost there. And break. Next week we're going to do both legs at the same time. Like that. Lie it down nice and flat. And get ready for our double leg raises. Hands underneath. Keep the shoulders up off the ground, head looking forward, legs down and up. If your low back starts to feel any pain or anything like that, keep the knees bent and just tap the toes on the ground. And rest. Okay, we have our hip raises. So our feet are going to come up in the air and our hips are going to come up off the ground, and we're going to control them coming back down. All right, here we go. And bring them up, lift, and down. You don't have to get super high off the mat. A few inches is fine, as long as you are keeping it controlled. And break. All right, cross body toe touches. And start with our left leg extended, right leg is bent, foot either on the floor or in tabletop. And then extend that right arm out above the head, left arm behind the head. Inhale and reach. Even add a tuck to the second one. If you want a straight leg to a bent leg, get a little creative with it. Telling you my internet connection is unstable. If I drop out of this meeting, you guys keep going. You have 10 seconds. And break. You can do that other side. Really feel a difference with keeping the leg down versus keeping it in tabletop. Extend that right leg out straight. The left arm extended out. Nice big breath in. Tilt those hips back, bring that leg up, and reach. Ten seconds. Keep it going. And break. Okay, onto those elbows. Sitting up nice and tall on those elbows. And then take those hips, roll them back towards you. That's the best way to protect that low back. If you start to tilt the hips forward and arch that back, it's a little bit too much pressure, tilt those hips under. And we're gonna bring the legs to tabletop. Here we go. We're gonna extend the legs out, open, close, tuck. Take it nice and slow. One more. And break. All right. Bicycle crunches are last. All right. Bring it down nice and flat. Hands behind the head. Legs to tabletop. Here we go. Opposite elbow to knee. Almost there. We got 12 seconds. Keep breathing. Power through for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Whew. And roll it over onto the stomach. Bring those arms up and under. Nice little cobra. Extend the arms straight if you need a little bit more of a stretch. Good, roll it back over onto the back. Pull that right leg into the chest. Nice bent knee. Roll that ankle around 3 times each way while pulling that knee in. And then breathe in, bring the knee across the body to the left. Keep the shoulders squared to the ceiling. If you want to increase the stretch just a tiny bit, you can extend that leg out straight. Feel it a little bit more in the back of that hip, a little bit down that leg. Bend it, bring it back into center. Take your right hand, grabbing onto the right knee, and just pull it gently to the outside, letting it fall to the outside of the right side of the body. Trying to keep both hips on the ground. Good, bring it back in, rotate and switch with the left. Pull that left leg in. And then rotate that foot 3 ways each time. Good, pull it in, cross it over and to the right. Take a nice big deep breath here. Extend the leg out straight from there if you want a little bit more of a stretch. And then when you are ready, bring it back to center. Cross that right leg over the left for a figure 4 stretch. Grab behind the left thigh, pull that right leg in using the elbow to help stretch it and open it to the side. Hold it. Take a couple nice big deep breaths. And switch legs. Left leg over the right. And bring that leg straight up. Grab the insides of the feet for our happy baby. Focus on pressing those legs down. Take some nice deep breaths here. And release those legs. Extend the legs out straight and the arms out straight and stretch both ways like someone's pulling you from your toes and your fingertips. And relax and bring it back up. And you guys are all done for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Wednesdays.